By the clock on the wall, I can tell you that NAMM 2026 is now in the history books. The doors have closed. They kicked us all out here into the beautiful evening. But there was so much great stuff going on at NAMM. Here's a look at what we saw during the past 3 days. Martin Guitars has one of the first booths you see when you walk into the hall. They're showing a ton of great guitars here. You should definitely check out the videos we've got on the new Super D18 and the Super HD28 as well. Fantastic new guitars from Martin. But let's walk in and see what they're showing. We're here in the Cordoba booth. Man, I love these solid body nylon string guitars they're making. Now this is the upper model of this, and it has the figured top, beautiful colors that it's coming in. You can see the inlay on the fingerboard. Lots of really cool stuff happening here. But I got another one here you got to check out. A little different than any other nylon string you might have seen. That's the new Abasi signature model. Multi-scale, the ergonomic body shape. Of course, the Abasi name there at the top. Tosin lending his name to this one because it's obviously designed to his specs. But if you're looking to take nylon string guitar to the next level, you need an extra string, this is the one to grab. Super cool. I got one of these already reserved back home. I can't wait to start playing it on stage, but man, I might need one of these too. So up here in the Yamaha mega room, we'll call it, there's a fantastic space up here. This is a Roy Haynes Centennial snare drum. I think there's only 100 of these being made for the world. That is a gorgeous snare drum. Yamaha is also introducing new colors for the recording custom drums. So this is the EAD 50 from Yamaha. What this does is allow you to create a hybrid kit. So if you've got acoustic drums, you put the triggers on these and they go into the module and let you have access to all the features of electronic drums as well. Very cool idea. There's a new family of MGX digital mixers as well, and they have features like more control, more digital control over the analog inputs. We've got 8 buses here. We've got the ability for these to serve as interfaces for up to 22 inputs at the same time. And so these can serve as a great hub, whether you're doing live sound, whether you're working in the studio, whether you're doing live streaming, content creation. This is going to be a great solution. And we've got an in-depth video on these that you can check out over at the Sweetwater Soundcheck channel to learn all about the MGX digital mixers from Yamaha. We've also got the new URX audio interfaces from Yamaha. Now there are several different configurations of this depending on the I/O count that you want. We have headset inputs here on the front, we've got regular inputs. In the portable keyboard world, we have the PSR E583 and the E483. Something like 800 expressive voices, tons and tons of styles on board here, 350 plus styles on here. You've got live control on this. So for a solution for both taking your music on the go, being able to perform everything at once, backing tracks, all the kinds of things you can do with these type of portable keyboards, these are a great solution. I mentioned in another video that I was actually at the Yamaha Guitars 60th anniversary event on Tuesday night, and this is one of the guitars they were talking about. This is the 60th anniversary FG9. It's a gorgeous guitar. This features Guatemalan rosewood on this, which is really tight grain as I'm looking at it here. But these are just stunning guitars, every detail. They've really made a top-notch instrument here. This is the new Pacifica SC. Now those of you who've been following Yamaha guitars for a while will remember the Mike Stern model, which was a T-style guitar with a humbucker single coil. So this is sort of a return to that approach. But this is based largely on what happens with the Pacifica S guitars, just with some modifications to suit this particular style. So we've got a pull focus, and that basically gives us a mid boost on this pickup. And speaking of the pickups, these are reflect tones. They're new reflect tones from Rupert Neve Designs. We've also got the bridge with 3 pole pieces compensated. We've got 2 different versions of the neck. On the Pro version of this guitar, we have a compound radius, and on the standard version, we've got this beautiful maple fingerboard on this as well. Tusk nut, locking tuners. There's no battery required for that mid boost on this, so it's a passive mid boost. Fantastic guitar that gives you great straight ahead tones. I mentioned a few times that this is actually the 60th anniversary of Yamaha guitars. This is their 60th anniversary RevStar. Has some very cool appointments. Of course, we've got the 5-way switch here. We've got the pull focus control as well, that passive boost there. We have a Goto tremolo here. You might recognize it's similar to the one that's on some of the Duesenberg guitars. Very smooth, both up and down. These are the YGD pickups that are developed specifically for the RevStars. We've got new split inlays. We've got upgraded tuners on the back. And of course, we have all the standard RevStar Pro appointments. So this is chambered. It has a carbon reinforcement as well. Man, fantastic guitar. Now this is a very limited guitar. Something like 100 of these will be made. So if you want one, don't wait around. Grab one right away because they're not going to last long.
Hi, my name is Brad Johnson. I'm the Director of Global Sales for Sterling by Music Man.
And I'm Gerald Ignacio. I am the product lead at Sterling by Music Man.
We are super excited to present to you today the Sub-Series Stingray Plus, which is a significant upgrade to the best-selling Sub-Series. A couple of immediate design aesthetics that you'll see is the matching headstock, the block inlays, and something that you're not seeing, sonically, there is a three-way switch on the pickup, which will allow players to go from single coil to series to parallel, which gives much more meaningful voice to players, a lot of different options. And then the other cool design is the push-push volume, which gives you a 12 plus dB boost, which is great for when that lead guitar player keeps nudging up that volume throughout the set. The bass player can just, hit the switch and maintain some volume. So very, very cool finish on this in the seafoam green. This is the Music Man Session Stingray, which is an extension to the Stingray Legacy. This is all about honoring the iconic design of the Stingray and offering a new instrument to players at a cost-effective price, but still maintain the integrity of the instrument.
AJ, good to see you.
Good to see you, Mitch.
You guys got new guitars, new basses, Music Man. You got stuff happening
It's
here.
an exciting time of year.
It is, absolutely. It's NAMM, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So check out this bass. The finish on that is just stunning.
So here we've got our 50th anniversary Stingray.
No way, 50.
50. We're in a select group where we're still producing an instrument that is very relevant and iconic at the same time.
Right.
So it's an honor to be able to do this. This is the molten gold finish.
That's beautiful.
Limiting these to 300.
Wow.
Each one is going to be unique. You can see the molten gold finish covers the pickup, the headstock. We've got a poplar body, which is a wood that was used quite a bit in the 70s, throughout the 90s on Stingrays. Kind of gives a little bit more low end than an ash wood, sort of shifts that EQ back towards the bass side. Still plenty of highs, and you've got the 3-band EQ to dial in more highs if it doesn't have enough for you.
Right, probably drops the weight a little bit too, doesn't it?
It can. Every piece is a little bit different. We've got gold hardware, as you can see. We've got the cool gold inlays, ebony fretboard, roasted figured maple neck.
Is gorgeous.
And if you zoom in on the headstock, you'll see a 50th anniversary silkscreen.
Beautiful.
So these are limited to 300. They ship with certificates of authenticity and deluxe hardshell cases that are actually very cool.
Nice.
One more note, glow-in-the-dark side dots.
Oh.
So it's a very special bass. Sweetwater will have them right upon launch.
That'll
Launch is February 25th.
Man, if you want one of those, don't sleep on it. Those are going to go fast.
Yes, those will go fast. Also exciting in the bass world, we've got a Dark Ray 2. Now, those familiar with the Dark Ray 1 know it's our collaboration with Dark Glass Electronics, and the Dark Rays all feature their alpha and omega overdrives. This features also an octave up and octave down. So in addition to those overdrives, you're able to go octave up, blend as much wet to dry signal as you'd like. Octave up, octave down, it's polyphonic. So the tracking is super quick. It's a really fun bass.
Wow.
Available in 4 colors. This one here is the mean green burst. We also have Showtime, Spectralite, and Black.
Awesome.
Another big anniversary for us this year is the Axis. It's the 30th anniversary of the Axis.
Wow.
So to celebrate that, we kind of went back to some of the original colors. Went with hand-stained quilt tops, the non-roasted maple on the necks, which allowed us to match the headstocks like the original ones had. These, unlike the originals, have stainless steel frets, which is kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
Glow-in-the-dark side dots.
Nice.
And the backs all have a sparkle finish that accents the front. So like this blue has a blue sparkle, the gold has a gold sparkle.
That's sharp.
Yeah, and these are limited based on color. The trans gold is the most popular, so that's limited to 90. The blue and the red are limited to 30. And then we've got a pink here, and a purple and a trans black that are limited to 60. These also ship in deluxe hardshell cases and certificates of authenticity. These will launch in beginning of April.
Nice. Once again, you don't want to sleep on those. If you want one, you gotta
especially
grab
if it's a blue one.
Yeah, you got to grab
those
that
are going to go quick.
Yeah.
Another exciting addition this year is a new line of Majesties. So over the years, we've done different wood combinations on Majesties, starting with basswood with the mahogany through, and if you recall, they had a maple shield that looked like carbon fiber. And we've gone to kume. We've done them without tops. We've done them with tops. In 2018, we did a line of limited edition Majesties that were a tiger eye finish. They featured alder wings on the back and a very thick mahogany top. The next year was a purple nebula with the same wood combination. Those combinations have been John's favorite through the years. And so rather than just have them on limited editions, John wanted to have these be ever-living part of the line. And so these are the premium select Majesties.
Nice.
Available in 5 different finishes, including this strawberry moon here. We've got, similar to this with the figured top with the translucent finish, we've got a Purple Nebula 2. So for those that missed out on the original Purple Nebula, there's a chance to get one. We've got Kanapali Dream, which is a very cool sparkle.
That's crazy.
Along with this, with the opaque ones, we've got a Mystic Dream, which is the iconic John Petrucci flip-flop finish, and we've got a Carnelian Red, which is a cool deep red with red inlays.
That's fantastic.
And these will launch in May.
Nice. I love that you guys are celebrating the past and the heritage and the legacy, but also moving forward with stuff. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Very cool. So the Fluff Drive, man, I was checking this out with Fluff back at Sweetwater HQ. We did a video with us, and it sounds fantastic. So we've got great stuff here in the Vox booth. Vox has been busy this year, and one of the coolest things is there is a long legacy and history of being into the Valvetronics amplifiers, and now Vox has completely redone these amplifiers. Not only do they have a new look, they've also taken all the knowledge they've gained through the years, redone the modeling, has more bloom on the top end, more tube-like response, more tube-like feel to these. I think you're really going to be impressed with these new Valvetronic amps. I've got something here from Vox that you just have to have. There actually are 2 different amplifiers here. They look so awesome. For all you Class A amplifier fans, we've got new ACs here for you as well. We've got the AC30, the AC15, and these are now available loaded with greenback speakers. So that gives you yet another tonal option. So 2x12, 1x12, AC30, AC15. Plus, they're bringing back the head and the cab AC30. That cabinet is loaded with 2 of the Alnico Blue speakers, and then of course we've got the AC30 head as well. Blackstar has the perfect practice and jamming solution for you. This is the Beam Mini. Blackstar is now making floorboards as well. Now these are based on the IDX amplifiers, and of course they bring all those great tones here, but a super easy user interface. We have 99 presets, but of course we have the tube response selections here, EL84, EL34, 6L6. Got different amp voicings, and you can dial in different amps within that. We've got bass amps, we've got acoustic amps, and so on. And we can dial through all the different choices there. Bank up, bank down, tap for tuner, stereo XLR outputs. When we go over to the IDX Floor 3, we've got stomp box mode as well, with individual effects on and off, different channel selection, bank up, bank down, and so on. And these pair perfectly with the new full-range flat response cabinets from Blackstar as well. We've got 2 different versions. We've got the Artist. They have integrated tilt-back stands. This is going to be great for home practice, smaller gigs. The larger one, perfect for live performance as well. But as you can see here, we've got it connected with an IDX floor. Perfect combination. Now these are set up with a single speaker inside. There's not a tweeter, there's a whizzer cone in there that gives you great top end out of this, but it's not quite the same sound as a tweeter. A little bit more amp-like, in my opinion, as far as that goes. So this is going to be a great combination. Of course, these will work with any of the modelers that are out there, or any pedals you want to plug into those. So very cool new solutions from Blackstar. So Boss has one of the nominees for the best in the show with the GX1 and the GX1B. Now these are using the algorithms from the GT1000, but the really cool thing about these, of course, they have IRs, they have all the effects and everything. It's just how easy it is to access the different parts of your signal path, your overdrive, your amp, your cab, your effects, and so on. So easy to navigate these, and of course they sound fantastic. It's got the GT1000 algorithms. We're here at the Avid booth checking out some of the upcoming features that'll be coming out in Pro Tools. Some cool stuff here. First of all, you see that this MIDI track now has different colored notes inside the single track. That's because this is supporting MPE data now. So we've got all the individual per note data that MPE supports in there, and by color you can easily see the channels that all that's happening on. At the top of the screen you see that loop 1 track. That actually is a pin track. So now when you scroll, that won't be moving, and so if you need to lock something to the top, that's a great feature. I'm working on a project now where I could use that, definitely. They've also set it up now so there's a second mode for MIDI, where if you trim the end of a track, the MIDI notes aren't left hanging. It actually knows it's intelligent enough to cut those notes off. That's going to save a lot of editing time with your MIDI tracks. There are new enhancements in Sibelius as well in the Avid booth. They now have a new dark theme. They've got new graphic enhancements. These updates will be largely about graphic enhancements, make it easier to work with your score. And for schools and larger installations, there are new licensing options as well that are going to make things very easy for you to use this with multiple users. Celemony has something that I think you can really think of as revolutionary. So this is software that uses actual recordings of studio musicians, so guitarists, drummers, bass players, and so on. It doesn't use any MIDI, it doesn't use any looping or any of those kind of things. The music actually reacts to the chords and things you put in. It's based off the Melodyne technology, and I've had a chance to preview this, and it really is fantastic. So you've got top names creating the audio that you use here, Tim Pierce, for example, on guitar. So tons of great stuff. The tracks sound great, and this is something you're really going to want to check out, because it's a super efficient way to create real tracks using real studio musicians in your studio, all within the software.
EVO stands for evolution.
Yep.
So, you know, you and I, we did this a few years back when we first rolled it out.
Yep.
Probably one of the #1 requests were, where's the dynamic section? Where's the dynamic section?
Right.
So, so what we've done is we've gone back to all of those suggestions from clients, and we created a new variant on it. This doesn't mean that the old one is no longer the case. It's still available. It will be available, but this comes in at a higher price point.
Sure.
Because of that. So what we've done is we've moved to a smaller knob configuration, 10 millimeter, so that we can actually fit into the same exact frame. One of the things we didn't want to do is we didn't want to leave our original origin owners behind. So we wanted to give them an option to be able to buy these modules and drop them into their existing origin.
Oh, cool.
So there will be a program for that.
To mix and match or to just replace?
Yeah, you could do them in groups of 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's really good news for people who already own the origin.
Right.
And the frame is exactly the same size.
Rupert Neve Designs is showing their latest release. This is the OptoFet. Now you should head over to the Sweetwater Soundcheck channel. I did an in-depth video on this where we took it into the studio, we did vocals, we did acoustic guitar, we did bass, we did kick drum. Give you some examples of what you can do with this dual compressor. Basically, we have an optical compressor, and we also have an FET compressor, a FET compressor here. Super versatile. Check out that video. The latest from BAE in their booth is the vintage Quad 8. They actually are using real vintage cards here, and 2 channels, of course, but this is the sound of the Quad 8 console in a rack. Great to see you, Joey.
Great to see you.
This is gorgeous. Really cool. Tell us what's happening here.
All right, so this is the FC2, named after Fred Forsell's FET code, so this is his modern recreation of it. We have a 12AX7 stage 1, 12AU7 stage 2, new old stock Toshiba JFET buffers between each stage, a custom input transformer. It's fully bounced all the way through. This is a hybrid tube JFET mic preamp. It is cascoded. Look that up if you want to know what that means. It is the most pristine that we've ever done. We wanted to have a flagship preamp to go with our flagship microphones.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, it's just the greatest.
That is fantastic. I can't wait to check it out.
Awesome.
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Burl has got something really exciting here. They've got the new Bigfoot compressor, the BC5000. This thing looks amazing. This is an optical style compressor, of course, based around transformers. You can switch those in and out on both the input and the output over here as well. Of course, we've got our bypass. We've got a de-esser circuit built in, which makes this very versatile for guitar if you're trying to tame high gain, the sizzle on top of high gain guitars, those kind of things. High pass filter, limiter. We also have a high boost here that'll bring out the top end detail as well if you're compressing heavily. Unlike a lot of optical compressors, we have full parameter control here, so not only threshold and ratio, we've also got attack and release controls here, input and output. So it's going to be a very versatile compressor that you could use either as a color box with the transformers in the circuitry, or of course it's going to be super effective as a compressor on all your signals. Shadow Hills always has the best looking studio equipment. I just love the look that they have here. But they've got a new dual mic preamp here. Basically, this is 2 mono gammas in one chassis. It looks just absolutely beautiful, built-in power supply, of course. And so if you want to bring 2 of those amazing channels to a rack format, this is the way to go. At the AmpRX booth, they are providing optimal power for your tube amps and your vintage gear. So check this out. Of course, we have the Backline 1200, which is a brown box and a rack mount. That's existing 2400, but the new ones are the 2400 Pro. Now this combines a Brownie that'll do voltage up as well as voltage down, and then a brown box here for setting your voltage. They've got the Backline 1200 Plus. Now this is a Brownie in a rack mount. So again, voltage up, voltage down to find the optimal setting for you here. And then we've got the 2400 Plus, and that's a Brownie and a Brownie. So no matter what you need to do to optimize your AC, they've got a box that'll handle it for you, whether you want rack mount or you want self-contained.
We bought some new technology. They're called tubes. So we're doing the new line of the same old thing with Pultec.
Pultec's now part of the Wolf Audio family.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's cool.
Super excited to be in the Apogee booth because we got something here that people have been asking for. This is the Symphony Nova. A lot of requests to bring back the Symphony Quartet, but this, or the Quartet rather, interface, and the Symphony Nova addresses a lot of those, but it takes it to an entirely different level. So we're using the DSP here and the input technology from the Symphony 8x8 and the other new Symphony interfaces, but they've really, again, taken it to a new level. So we have onboard delay and reverb. We've got 4 inputs. We've got 4 outputs as well. Those can be configured for your monitors. There's correction that you can do with those. So if you're using 2 sets as well, switch between those. We've got 8-AT optical in and out. We've also got 5-pin MIDI in and out on this one as well. A cool feature is 4 function buttons here, and I like the remote that Apogee does. This allows you to assign different functions and very quickly and easily access those. So if you're looking for a hub for your studio, for recording, for mixing, for mastering, all the kinds of things that you do with a Symphony quality converter, you're going to want to check out the Symphony Nova. Radial always has a ton of great items that make life in the studio and on stage easier, and a great example is the new SGI TX Stereo. So we've known about the SGI, the studio guitar interface, for a while, allows you to run long distances. But this has a lot of improvements in it. Of course, we have all Jensen transformers in here, but they're using Ethercon. This is analog over Ethercon. There's nothing digital here. We've got stereo through, stereo input. They've got a redesigned power section that takes from 9 to 18 volts as well. And whether you're running dual mono or you're running stereo, this is a great solution for running long distances with your signals. If you've watched any of the videos coming out of my office studio at Sweetwater, you know that I love barefoot monitors. They're often in the screen behind me. Well, of course, they're now showing the new Gen 2 version of these at NAMM. These have been out for a little while. They sound absolutely fantastic. You're probably familiar with Chris Lord-Alge's signature speakers, the CLA 10s. Those are fantastic studio monitors, but if you want to extend the bottom end, they have now introduced the CLA Sub. So Avantone is now giving you a full range monitoring solution, 2.1 monitoring solution with this additional subwoofer for your studio. If you've been waiting for the level lock from Black Lion Audio, which they've done in partnership with Shure, it is now shipping. And so this is now becoming available for us. This is a fantastic vintage style unit that gives you a very unique sound. I don't know if something could be very unique or just unique, but whatever it is, this does it. So we are in the Korg booth, and we've got something you have never seen before. This is an acoustic synthesizer. Tell us what's happening here.
So, hi, I'm Taz from Korg. This is our first product to feature acoustic synthesis. And acoustic synthesis is basically a pairing, a real kind of marriage, an integration of acoustic means of making sound and combining it with very precise electronic control. So we've got envelope control, we've got some analog wave folding, we've got several ways of modulating the signals, and all this can be automated into your sequence. And what's great is because the sounds are happening here, we can, if we have some sounds running, can interact with the resonators to move the peak of that. You can put, you can put objects on it that will change the sound. I like rocks, and you can build up your sequence from there, basically. And so it's also got all the ins and outs, so you can integrate with the other hardware or software. I've just got a simple setup here where I'm syncing to a kick. Because of the raw nature of the sound, it pairs really well with effects. I've got the Case Bliss Mood 2 here. Big shouts out to them. Awesome pedal.
Wow. Okay, I have to say it. I'll apologize in advance. A whole new meaning for the term rock music. Sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say it. I had to say it. No, man, that is super cool. I mean, that is like it's an instrument that you're playing in real time to create the tones and, of course, the interfacing with everything else you have here. Man, endless possibilities.
Absolutely.
Super cool. Thanks for showing that to us. This is the Phase 8 from Korg. You definitely want to check this one out. So this is the American Music and Sound booth, but it's more than a booth. It's an installation. They're a distributor for a lot of different brands and products. So for example, here we've got the new Nord keyboards. We've got the new NuMax piano GTSE from Studio Logic. We've got the Phase DJ equipment. We've got, it just goes on and on and on, all the great stuff they have here. Reloop and so on. Tons of stuff happening here, but of course the Nord keyboard is one of the new things. You want to check that out over at sweetwater.com. I mentioned the Nord keyboard here in the AMS booth. The one that they're actually releasing is the Nord Electro 7. Fantastic keyboard. I believe we've already got videos for this up at the Sweetwater Soundcheck channel. ASM had one of the big hits here at NAMM 2026 show. They've got their Levia synth on display, both the keyboard and the desktop module as well. Now we've got videos, of course, with synth master Daniel Fisher already up, so check those out for a deep dive on these incredible synths. The Behringer booth is packed full of products. There's so much to see here with all the brands that are under the Music Tribe umbrella as a company, but some of the cool new stuff that caught my eye, we've got the BMX. Now this is a hybrid 8-bit and 12-bit sampling drum machine. Gives you those vintage drum tones, hands-on activity with this one. Super cool, a lot of fun to play with. We also have the JT2 analog synthesizer, compact desktop format. Gonna give you those classic analog tones as well. And finally, at least on this table, we've got the JN80. Now, of course, they're recreating these classic tones, coming in at fantastic prices, but just so much fun to see all this new gear coming out in the Behringer booth. Looking for the most compact analog synthesizer here in the Behringer booth, we have the D-Mini analog synthesizer. It's got these touch keys on it. We've got a MIDI input, a full-size 5-pin MIDI input. We've got sync in and out, knobs for grabbing things, but fits in your pocket or certainly into your gig bag or your computer bag or wherever you may be going. So this is a really fun synth to take on the go. And again, analog in pedal world here at the Behringer booth. We got a bunch of new stuff and things that have come out very recently, but it's just so fun to see them all. We've got the Chorus Symphony, which of course harkens back to the classic. We've got a fuzz bender over there. We've got the B-Tron 3, the Meatball. We've got these familiar format analog delay. We've got the cluster box, we've got the phaser. There's a 69 Vibe over there. Bass synthesizer fuzz. So if you're looking for pedals that are gonna bring fresh tones to your rig, whether you're playing guitar, whether you're playing bass, whether you're playing keyboards, whether you're using them in your studio, this table's packed. The Neumann booth, something very cool. The M50 is back. Now this is one of the classic Neumann condenser microphones. They've actually got it set up here in an array that'd be great to put over an orchestra or live performance or anything like that. But this microphone can cover just about anything. Fantastic, and it's so cool to see they brought it back. Mojave has a new MAC condenser. Now we're gonna have a limited run of these that's exclusive to Sweetwater. Very cool live sound mic or live vocal mic, but you gotta check this out. If you wanna put this onto, say, a snare drum or something like that, they actually have included pad and a filter in here as well. Secret features that are hidden inside. You learned about it here. We're here in the Telefunken booth, and Telefunken, of course, is making fantastic drum microphones for their kits and individual mics, the M80, the M81. So that's what we have here. But upcoming very soon, they're actually going to make it even easier to mic your drums because space is always an issue and weight is always an issue. This is the new version of the M80. There'll be an M81 as well. And this is 10% shorter, and it's also 30% lighter. So when you compare those, you're gonna be able to get in even easier into your drum setup. Hey, we're at DPA checking out the latest iteration of the 4099. Now this is a classic microphone from DPA, but they really reworked the whole thing, rethought it. They brought their new technologies to bear. So for example, we've gone from Core to Core Plus. Now the big change there is that we basically have distortion levels can't be measured. They're so low, 150 dB, something like that, incredibly low. We now have micro lock connectors on these so they won't accidentally come unconnected. We've also got non-reflective coatings here, better on stage. We've got a new shock mount. We've got new foam. So lots of new features here in the 4099. They've taken a classic and they've made it even better. In the Austrian audio booth, they're going after drum miking in a big way. First of all, we have the B6 kick drum microphone, beautiful looking microphone. And you can check out Casey Cooper's video on this at the Sweetwater Soundcheck channel. I already got that in-depth look at that microphone. But we also have the DMK1 kit, which is 8 microphones that are configured specifically for recording drum kit. We've got the 2 overheads, we've got a hi-hat mic, snare, 2 toms, kick drum. So we really are covering the entire kit. Great sounding microphones, and it makes it so easy to record your drums. Austrian Audio is also showing headphones here at the NAMM 2026 show. They've got their Composer, which has already been out with the Full Score 1. These are the new LCD5S headphones from Odyssey, flagship of the line. As you can see, they've changed the cosmetics, but those are more than cosmetic changes. You see this strip around here. This is actually a bass port system that enhances the low frequencies. It really makes the bottom end sound natural. These are fantastic sounding speakers. They'll make a great reference in your studio. So many cool DW drums here at NAMM. I mean, you can't walk by and not check this out. That's an amazing kit. Lots of amazing kits here. They're also introducing a new bundle that combines the module with the DW electronic pads as well. And so a nice option there for somebody who wants to buy a complete system. Cool stuff from DW. Tom has always got so many cool drums on display at the show. This is the new finish for the Star Classic. It's a walnut birch finish. These are gorgeous drums. Tom is also introducing their new Spartan hardware. Now, traditional hardware, that's a heavy sand. This is super lightweight. So they've really dropped it down to the essentials. Still a very sturdy sand, but it's going to cut pounds out of your hardware bag. Check out the Star Maple finish on this drum kit. Absolutely beautiful. It's a charcoal brown Paraiso. And this is the new limited edition Star Classic Bubinga drum kit. Again, absolutely gorgeous drums. This is the limited edition Mike Portnoy's signature snare from Tama. Ludwig is showing one of the most amazing drum kits I've ever seen. Check this out. Valerie Franco is who they're specifying here, but this is the Dark Presence classic oak finish on these amazing drums. Of course, it wouldn't be the Ludwig booth without an incredible array of snare drums. Everything here from super brass to superphonic to acrolites to acro bronze, raw bronze, copper smooth, striped copper, universal brass. Man, it's a display of snare drums like you've never seen. This is the drum kit from Ludwig for Green Day's Trey Cool. Now this uses a legacy maple construction on this, and they're saying that what this delivers is a very powerful performance and a lot of attack, which of course you need with a band like Green Day. This is the Evans Hybrid sensory percussion sound system. In particular, they're showing the new hi-hat here, which gives you the authentic hi-hat feel as a player, but still allows you to interface with the electronics very easily. All right, I can take my badge off. My work here is done. But you head over to Sweetwater.com, contact your Sweetwater sales engineer, stay tuned to our social media. There'll be tons of videos on all these new products coming to the Sweetwater channel, the Sweetwater Soundcheck channel. There's still a lot to come from NAMM, so stay tuned.